food, glorious food.
I like it when it's $1. How about some dollar store food gourmet? That'd be interesting.
Food.
Hey, Savage Reactions crew. I'm David.
I'm Angie.
I'm a little bit of everything.
I'm doing a whole lot of rock and roll. I got excited about food. I love food.
Food is most excellent.
It's one of my favorite things.
So, hey, welcome to today's show. Before you do anything else, please make sure that you subscribe,
Like,
share,
ring little bell,
and comment down below. Helps the algorithm. Today, what are we getting into?
You already said it before the music started.
All right, fine. I'll be more specific. I turned dollar store food.
You did not.
Gourmet.
You didn't.
Okay.
The person on the video did.
Yeah, but I could do it too.
Prove it.
Okay.
Well, wait. Let's watch the video and see how good it is, and then prove it.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. Let's do it.
I mean, what's better than food than cheap food?
Yes.
I mean, still delicious.
As long as it's delicious.
Cheap,
but
delicious.
Cheap, delicious? Psh, get out of town.
Yeah.
Look, I come from fine dining and I use a lot of expensive ingredients, but today I'm challenging myself to make a gourmet 3-course meal using only ingredients from a dollar store. There are only 3 rules. Every single ingredient has to come from a dollar store. Number 2, no fancy equipment. And number 3, we have to wow our judge. Okay, they don't have any fresh food here, which is a problem. They'd have frozen stuff, so country style ribs, okay. Vegetable oil, golden chef. It's gonna be me today, so I'm gonna light myself on fire. All-purpose flour, let's go. They call it Dollar Tree, but everything is $1.25. Inflation's real. We didn't get everything we needed here, but we did get trash bags instead of regular bags. I wish that was a joke. Let's go.
We went to the next store and found milk, eggs, vanilla ice cream, and baking powder.
100% orange juice. Wait, now this is where they get you. From concentrate. How can you legally say 100% orange juice and do that?
Garlic powder.
Cayenne.
Brown sugar.
I was thinking that the red onions would be single. These are $2.49 for a whole bag, but let's go. Nori, a little chicharron, jalapenos, lemon.
How much does he spend now?
No fresh pineapple, so canned. Peaches. They had dried apricots, so.
Peaches.
Chorizo. I had to look everywhere for this.
Oh, I love chorizo.
Sugar. They got all sorts of ramen. Obviously shin. If you're not eating shin, you don't know shin. Can't demonetize that.
Here's a list of everything we bought and the prices for a total of this.
Wait, very important note. No, it's not cookbook number 2,
$47.86.
although it's coming. If you're in Houston, this is your opportunity
How
to
many
be in a video.
servings
Tomorrow,
are we
we're doing a
gonna make
pop-up
out of
at a
this?
bakery by the name of Magnol. At this time, pre-baked.
I feel deceived already because I was thinking it was gonna be like
$10
yeah
for a family meal.
Yeah, I was gonna say max, but yeah, for like a family meal, we're gonna cook about between $10 and $12 for the whole family from the Dollar Tree.
That being said,
Let's see what he makes.
well, I was going to say, if he had gotten all of those same ingredients at a regular store,
Yeah. Oh,
then it would
yeah.
have been like $150.
Probably, yeah. It's better feed more than one person, though.
Yeah.
I like his
Goods
hair.
for whoever comes. Click the link in the description for details. I'll see you there. Now back to the recipe.
Okay, so we got all these ingredients. Now we need to make something out of it. First course is our appetizer. I'm calling it sort of a dipping ramen amuse-bouche kind of thing. Look, I'm not against instant ramen. I've stated it before, and I'm using Shin, the overlord of instant ramen, and rightfully so. Follow the package directions with the amount of water needed, bring that to a boil, add in your noodles and everything included in your Shin ramen package. Allow that to boil at high heat and reduce down by about half, around 5 minutes. Cut off the heat and make sure it's stopped boiling, and stir in 1 egg yolk. Continuously stir and follow that with 1 tablespoon or 18 grams of cold unsalted butter. I don't even think this is real butter, actually, now that I think about it. Continuously stir till everything is emulsified together. You shouldn't need salt, but feel free to add if your heart desires, although it might not be good for your heart. That's pretty much it. At this point, we're going to serve this in small ramekins with a small accoutrement platter, consisting of half a red onion that's been very thinly shaved, either with a knife or a mandolin. Obviously, a knife is going to be most people's answer. Rinse those sliced onions over cold water to take some of their bite away and get them extra crisp. Then about a half cup or 15 grams of nori seaweed snack that's been very thinly
our daughter would love
sliced.
that.
Or chiffonade.
Yep.
Yes, I managed to find a brand called Tao Kei Noi that's literally $1 for a pack. Mound that up on the plate. Notice how these are all
Oh, we
nice
gotta look
and
for
neat
that for her.
piles. That's what you want. And optionally would be about 2 ounces or 57 grams of chorizo. It's been cooked over medium heat, stirring frequently until cooked through and crispy, about 5.
I would not think of mixing my chorizo with top ramen and see what you eat.
Well, that chorizo has that, that really rich,
I love chorizo.
spicy
Yeah. It's very, very spicy.
pork flavor. So
Oh, so good.
5 to 6 minutes.
Now I
Lastly,
want
2
chorizo.
tablespoons or 32 grams of crushed pork rinds. Add that in a nice mound, as you did before, and you'll simply serve your four amuse-bouche with your platter of assorted accoutrements. Instruct your diners to add the accoutrement to their taste to develop
Was
their
that Funyuns?
amuse-bouche of their dreams. But before we taste test, is our second to develop a platter of assorted accoutrements. Instruct mound, as you did before. 6 minutes.
there.
Lastly, 2 tablespoons or 32 grams of crushed pork rinds. Add that in a
pork
nice
rinds.
mound, as you did before, and you'll simply serve your four amuse-bouche with your platter of assorted accoutrements. Instruct your diners to add the accoutrement to their taste to develop the amuse-bouche of their dreams.
chicharrones.
But before we
Chicharron.
taste test, is our second out of 3 courses,
Which kind
our
of goes
protein
with?
dish. This was a little bit tricky, but Dollar Tree came
Perfect.
through and worked in my favor with boneless country-style ribs. Seriously, a game changer for this
You
course.
get that at
I gotta
Dollar
be
Tree?
honest, I don't know what I would have done without this. So we got our canned pineapples, and I'm
Apparently,
thinking, what the
some
fuck
kind
am I
of
supposed to do with this? I mean, canned pineapples
Family
aren't
Dollar
that bad,
type
but
store.
pineapple
said Dollar
relish.
Tree.
So get yourself 2 jalapenos.
didn't
Obviously,
get
you
that.
can
Go to
dice
our
these
Dollar
bad boys
Tree.
fresh, but if you have a gas stove, then char them over that. And I mean, really blacken every square inch of these puppies. Don't go skimpy wimpy on me here. Pop your charred little fillers in a container and cover that with a lid for 5 minutes. Peel off their skins, deseed, and dice very finely. Again, you can do this fresh if you don't have a gas stove. Don't get on me in the comments about the gas stove being too fancy, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do it. Take out your rings of pineapple, dice into 1/4-inch cubes,
Gas stove's still legal.
Not in New York or California.
and pop into a bowl. Next, add your finely diced jalapeno, 2 teaspoons or 5 grams of minced garlic from the jar, which I hate, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of pineapple juice from the can, and 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of lemon juice. Toss together and then season to taste with salt and pepper. Look, I don't want to use that garlic. All right, we looked everywhere. There is no fresh garlic in any of these stores that I could find. Now, the country style ribs are simple. You'll need about 1.5 pounds or 680 grams of boneless country style ribs. You see, these come from the area of the loin, which then meets up with the blade or shoulder, which will acquire you a mixture of
guy's
lean,
funny.
light meat and dark, beautiful, rich, delectable meat from 2 different regions. Now dab those dry with a paper towel. Begin heating a large pan over medium-high. Add just enough vegetable
fingers
oil
out of
to the
there.
bottom of the pan. While that's heating, season your pork with salt to taste, a light pinch of garlic powder, a pinch of cayenne powder. Flip and repeat the seasoning on the other side. Don't be shy, okay? Get those salt levels up there. Now once your pan is hot, add your pork in, and please, please, please make sure the pork was dried on the exterior as much as possible. Otherwise,
yeah.
you're just gonna boil wet meat in a pan. We're trying to leverage as much flavor as we can today here. Sear that bad boy for 2 to 3 minutes or until a nice deep golden brown crust magically appears. Flip and sear on the other side and let that cook until the internal temperature reaches about 160 Fahrenheit. We are absolutely not cooking these dollar store ribs to medium rare, all right? Now at this point, you'll push your pork to one side of the pan, add in a 1/3 cup or 60 grams of unsalted butter or fake butter, in this case of our dollar store trip, very sad. Baste repeatedly with your stuff for 30 seconds, cut off the heat, and this is what's gonna make up for it, sort of. Add in
That
1
looks
tablespoon or
delicious.
8 grams of minced garlic. Continue to baste for another 30 seconds or until the garlic begins to toast. Remove your country ribs and rest for 5 minutes. While it's resting, take
That
a
looks
half
really
lemon and
freaking
rub the
good.
cut side in your crusty pan to pick up all those juices and squeeze over your resting pork. Now, to serve, it's really simple. Slice your pork up. I'm thinking like 1/4-inch slices, roughly. Place a 4 to 6 ounce piece of pork per plate. Follow with a nice mound of your pineapple relish along one side of your pork. Make it nice. We're trying to keep this as gourmet as we can, despite, the situation here. Look, I'll be honest. At this point, it wasn't looking like I wanted it to. This is where normally most people, especially chefs, would add some sort of green. I desperately wanted and begged for microgreens. What was I supposed to do? But wait a minute, Josh. What about the nori snack from earlier? I cracked into those little pieces and garnished my pineapples by standing shards of those up in the relish, creating a little bit of height. So since we had chicharrones from earlier, popped on a big piece for some crunch and a light dusting of cayenne or paprika for color. Honestly, I kind of like the way this looks, although the colors are a bit dull and I am praying the flavor's
Looks
not.
delicious.
But we must complete this meal with a dessert that leaves you satisfied. Please, canned peaches. Please don't fail me now. So once I bought these canned peaches, I immediately knew I was gonna make some form of a peach cake, but how do you elevate that? How do you make it more exciting? There's not really much to it, it's just kind of mix and bake. But if you make it an upside down peach cake, so good that everyone wants to show you their
Could do like a
peach.
cobbler with
But
it.
before we head down that road, do me a quick favor and pour 2 cups or 545 grams of orange juice in a small container and freeze for 2 to 4 hours or until frozen solid. I get that wait time's not realistic and you can omit it, but it's kind of dope, and I'll show you why in a second. Now, cake. First off, you need 1 can of sliced peaches in juice. Remove all your peaches and, well, slice them in half again, lengthwise.
It has the texture of like hamachi.
Place those in a bowl and set aside. I will say, canned peaches aren't half bad. I don't mind them. Now, to a circular 9x2 cake pan, generously grease with cooking spray. Then in a medium-sized bowl, add half a cup or 125 grams of light brown sugar and a pinch of salt, followed by half teaspoon or 1 gram of ground cinnamon. Mix together, follow with 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of melted unsalted butter. I'm using air quotations here. Whisk that together to get a wet sand texture. Spread that out in your cake pan, then add your peaches on top. Arrange them nicely, fan them out all in one direction, sort of like this circular shape here. Then in a separate bowl, or the same bowl, I suppose you could just literally rinse it out. Add in 1.5 cups or 225 grams of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon or 5 grams of salt, 2/3 of a cup or 130 grams of white sugar, 1 teaspoon or 4 grams of baking powder. Whisk together till thoroughly combined. Follow that with 1 cup or 240 milliliters of whole milk, 1 large egg, which was extremely hard to find, 1/4 cup or 70 grams of air quotation butter, which should be melted. Whisk all that together until you get a smooth, homogeneous batter. Pour directly atop your peaches and place in an oven preheated to 350 Fahrenheit for 35 to 40 minutes or until a toothpick or cake tester comes out clean. Hold your horses, pal. Let that cool for 10 minutes. Then invert over a wire rack to cool completely. And I mean, look at that luxuriously caramelized bottom. And the dollar store did that? Okay. Once that's cooled completely, using a ring cutter, or you could use a knife, I suppose, cut out 2 to 2.5 inch circles of your cake. You'll get about 4. You could also cut small squares with a knife. It's completely up to you. Look, with the scrap, save it in your fridge, snack on it, or make cake pops. I don't know. Now pull out your frozen orange juice, scrape it repeatedly with a fork to create orange snow, which is actually called a granita. Now we assemble. Place your cake smack dab in the center of a plate. Top it with a generous couple spoonfuls of your orange granita. Press down the center, to create a little bit of an indentation to hold your ice cream, which we bought earlier, also very difficult to find. Then using a round ice cream scoop, get a circular ball of ice cream spooned right on top. Full transparency, I lost my smaller ice cream scoop. Yes, I know, tragic. We'll get another. So this scoop is arguably a bit larger than I would like, but hey, I don't think our eaters will be complaining. Now, optionally, finish this puppy with the dried apricots that we found last minute, which I have very finely diced. And that is our whole meal right there. I gotta be honest, wasn't exactly the cheapest to get these ingredients, but we worked with ingredients that I never would have in my entire career, randomly picked. So I think it's time that we taste test.
We have 3 dishes, an appetizer, a meal, and the weed whacker, but also desserts. Course 1, appetizer, whatever you want to call it. In the center of the table, your accoutrement. Onion, a little bit of nori, some chicharron. Stir it in. Because of the butter and the egg yolk, it gets nice and thick and viscous. Got the umami from the MSG. That onion perfumes with the hot sauce. All of a sudden, I don't even recognize that this is an instant ramen. Main course.
I didn't realize he was
the
gonna
pork
put
looks
that in the
moist.
ramen.
Pineapple relish, a little bit of that. This tastes great. What I would add, real butter. It's obviously olive oil to the relish, but even without those things, you still get a much more elevated experience. You got the fruit and it's sweet, even though it's kind of dulled from being canned. And a little bit of spice from the jalapeno and it's garlicky. The meat's actually not bad at all. Dessert, peach cake, ice cream. I was thinking like peach pie, but in the form of cake. This came out very good. Granted, the granita's melted. This like perfectly complements everything. It's like refreshing, but it's rich, it's sweet, it's got a little bit of spice from the honey, the peach, the orange, it's like fruits that all belong together. It's a gathering, a small one, at the family table, in your mouth. Look, if I got a dessert like this, I wouldn't be mad, and I wouldn't know that this came from a dollar store. Oop.
All right, Kendrick's here to taste test. Yay! Ramen. You don't have to go so fast if you don't want to. We can edit it.
Good. Very creamy. The chorizo was nice little crispy bit. Added some texture to it. Adding the onions definitely freshened it up a little bit. They creamed.
Yeah, there you go.
That's really good, like surprisingly so. I've never heard of country style ribs before. If you were allowed to put a little bit more juice on that, it'd be perfect.
Country style ribs, add them to your list. Kendrick's really good at getting good bites.
It's important. Of the 3, I think this definitely came out the best. If you told me you got everything from a dollar store making this, I wouldn't believe you.
Right? That's what I was surprised about it.
It's incredibly rich. Those canned peaches, they did something.
Yeah. Don't you give up on them damn canned peaches, all right? You keep them in the house. Thank you, Kendrick. I appreciate you coming in.
With a little bit of creativity, technique, intention, it came out, I would surprise myself, it's pretty good. So remember, whether you have a lot of money or a little bit of money to spend on ingredients, it doesn't matter. You just gotta give a little bit of care, a little bit of heart, some intention. But you wanna know what else is pretty good? B-roll. B-roll.
I gotta give it to him.
So he put the chorizo in the ramen? Like everything that was on the plate, you put it in the little ramen ramekin?
Yeah.
Huh.
Almost like a little,
I think you can add this.
it sort of made me think of like a pad thai, where you just like all these different flavors married together.
That looked delicious. What was it, pork roast or whatever it was?
Country ribs.
It looked delicious. Holy smokes.
You know, I have some pork loin in the fridge.
You know, it's my dinner time right now. Just throwing that out there.
We'll see what happens.
Well,
Put me under the gun.
What'd you guys think? Have you made stuff like that from Dollar Tree? Do you have recipes? Share them below.
Yeah.
Can you make us big again?
Yeah, I'll make you big. There.
There we go.
Boom, you're big.
So, yeah, what are your favorite recipes? What'd you think of this? And what is your favorite? Oh, look at that. Every fast food burger in America. We're going to have to watch this guy again. I liked him. He was fascinating to watch, but he was very informative as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll click on that when we're done with the video so we can link to it.
Yeah.
So, hey, before you guys go, like she was saying, make sure that you subscribe,
Like,
share,
ring the little bell.
comment down below. It helps the algorithm. We want to know what you think.
What was the comment down below?
Comment down below. Once you've commented down below,
Sprinkling
then
some
go.
magic. Sprinkle some
You're
magic down
free.
below.
You're free to go once you comment down below.
But don't go too far. Watch the rest of the videos on our channel because I think they're pretty freaking awesome.
I want you to know
Oh gosh, you're too much.
that our stuff don't blow.
Just go.
Till we see you again. Peace.
Rock on.